but affectionate family would be out of reach for an entire semester. More importantly, I would miss my friends. And despite the elitist climate of Pembroke, I did have amazing friends. Serafina, queen of the school, and whose family owned the yacht I was standing on. Aurora Lincoln Ward, a literal princess. And Sloane Lauder, boot-wearing badass extraordinaire. They were why I let Sarah convince me to come to Ibiza this summer, even though Sloane couldn't come. And it would just be me reading in the shade while Sarah and Aurora sunned themselves on her yacht and partied and pretended they weren't flirting with the Hellfire boys here. The Hellfire Club, a not-so-secret club of the richest and cruelest boys at school. The absolute worst part about going to Pembroke Prep. Also, the prettiest part of Pembroke Prep. Especially Owen Montgomery. Stop, don't. You're smarter than that. Which was exactly why I should say yes to the Everston offer. It would get me away from a certain Hellfire boy, juice up my CV, and really, it was only a few months away from my friends and family. I could do anything for a few months, right? I looked into the bright pink cocktail I was holding and decided to take a sip, wincing as it went down. It was strong, too strong. But maybe that was what I was going to need if I were going to successfully make it through this trip without thinking about Owen Montgomery again. And his dark blue eyes, and his full, pouty mouth. A mouth like the statue of a Greek god might have. And his cheekbones, and his hair, which was like BBC period drama hair. And his hands, strong and elegant at the same time. I took another drink, a much bigger one this time. And when I lowered my glass, I saw someone standing at the far edge of the deck, their back against the railing, and arms crossed over their chest. Dark eyes gleamed in the Mediterranean night. They were gleaming at me. I tried to catch my breath. I shouldn't have been surprised. Of course Owen was here along with the other Hellfire Club soon-to-be seniors, Keaton Constantine, Lennox Lincoln Ward, Phineas Yates, and Reese Huntington. But to see Owen right now, with the sultry breeze toying with his perfect hair, with the ancient hills of Ibiza behind him, with the mingled light of the moon and the raucous party reflected in his eyes, I realized I was staring and pivoted away, keeping my eyes fixed on the sea below, taking a performatively casual sip of my pink cocktail. I'd spent the last 3 years honing my theatrical skills around Owen Montgomery, pretending I didn't notice him, pretending I didn't hear his cultured British accent icing up the hallways, pretending I didn't smell the subtle notes of his Dior cologne whenever he sat in front of me in class. Citrus and spice, if you were curious. It was hard to pretend because not noticing him was impossible. But it was necessary to pretend, and I hated myself for noticing him, impossible or not. I was smart, ambitious. I had plans. And I'd read enough self-care Instagram captions to know having a crush on the wealthier-than-God asshole never ended well. No matter how sexy his sneer could be. No matter how tempting his cool aloofness was. I took another oh-so-casual drink. Maybe he was already gone. Maybe he'd gone back in to find his friends. Or a beautiful girl. While Owen was less of a capital F fuckboy than Phineas, I was still painfully aware that he rarely spent a night alone. And if the rumors were to be believed, all those cold, Mr. Darcy-like manners of his disappeared the moment the lights went off. Or stayed on, according to certain legends about how he spent his study hours in the library. And there were plenty of beautiful girls here tonight. The kind of girls who effortlessly flaunted bikinis, more expensive than my entire wardrobe put together. The kind of girls who wore top-tier contacts and didn't have to worry about their glasses misting if they stood too close to the pool. I adjusted said glasses now.